What's going on, guys? In this video I will present you with an early college football top 25 ranking combining that of 15 different sources. Well, how would that work, you may ask? Well, I found 15 credible sources that I linked in the description below, and you can see which exactly are the 15 sources I used in the top of the graphic, and I assigned a point value. The point value scale reflects that of the AP poll and the coaches poll, where the best team earns the most points and it goes down linearly from there. So for example, the first team gets 25 points, the second team in the rankings gets 24, all the way down to number 25, which earns 1 point. The poll you're about to see shows the final rankings when I combined all of the point values for each team from each individual projection, and with that, let's get started. So coming in at number 1 is defending champion Georgia. No surprise there, they put up 65 points in the national championship game. They did lose a lot of pieces in the NFL draft, but despite that, with all of the pieces that returned and their successful recruiting class, I have no doubt that they'll be back in national title contention. 14 of the 15 sources picked them to finish first, with the odd one out being the FBI. And the FBI is known to have some kind of wonky predictions in the past, so we'll see how that will line up. The defending Big Ten champions in Michigan clocking at second, just above their rival in Ohio State. The Buckeyes were picked to finish first according to the FBI, but still had less points than the Wolverines. Longtime dynasty in Nick Saban and Alabama wrap up the top 4. Remember, this is the last season where the playoff field consists of 4 teams, because in the 2024 season it expands to 12 teams. Penn State and LSU finish outside of the playoff picture at 5 and 6 respectively. However, it makes 3 SEC teams and 3 Big Ten teams in the top 6, an interesting storyline to watch come 2023. Moving down, we see USC, the first team out of the Pac-12, as well as Florida State, the first team out of the ACC. The Seminoles ride the similar offseason hype in 2023 as fellow conference member NC State did in 2022. Many people see them as a playoff dark horse, and let's see if Florida State can live up to that name. You can also see 2 other members of the Pac-12 in Washington and Oregon, as well as Notre Dame and Tennessee to wrap up this section of the rankings. Notre Dame is always a wild card, you never know how good they'll do. Meanwhile, Tennessee will be trying to keep pace with the top tier of SEC teams in 2023. We see our first glimpse of the Big 12 in this section of the rankings, with TCU at 14, Texas at 16, and the defending conference champions Kansas State at number 18. The Big 12 expanded to 14 members as Cincinnati, Brigham Young, Central Florida, and Houston joined the conference. This season also marks the last for Texas and Oklahoma before they move on to the SEC in 2024. Clemson is at 13th as they begin their conference championship title defense in 2023. And Utah and Oregon State makes it 4 teams in the top 15 and 5 in the top 17 for the Pac-12. That conference is wide open since the Pac-12 abandoned divisions in 2022. As we get into the back half of the rankings, we see Tulane. Tulane was the Group of 5's representative in the New Year's Six Bowls and actually defeated the Pac-12 runner-up in USC in the Cotton Bowl last year. After Tulane, we see Texas Tech, the Kansas State of 2023 in a way, because Kansas State was one of the primary dark horses coming into the 2022 season, and then ended up winning their conference and making the Sugar Bowl. We'll see if Texas Tech can replicate that effort and turn their off-season momentum into wins for this upcoming season. And at number 24, you see the college football blue blood in Oklahoma trying to rebound from an extremely disappointing 2022 campaign in what will be their last season in the Big 12 as they move on to the SEC for bigger and better things. Wrapping up the rankings is UCLA coming in at number 25. That makes it 6 teams out of the Pac-12 ranked here in this poll. 50% of the conference. Yeah, the Pac-12 has the potential to be a sneakily good conference in 2023, but it's too bad that they are kinda overshadowed by the SEC and the Big Ten. Anyways, the other 15 teams you see on this graphic were the teams that were ranked in at least one of the projections, but not consistently, nor high enough to make the top 25. A pair of SEC teams lead the pack in Scar and Tamu, and also in the mix are 2021 conference champions and former ACC champion Pittsburgh, and former Big 12 champion Baylor. There are also 3 Group of 5 teams in UTSA, Troy, and James Madison. 2023 will mark UTSA's first season in the American Athletic Conference following the conference realignment, and James Madison's second season in the FBS level, meaning James Madison will be eligible for postseason play for the first time. Remember, the teams making the transition to the higher FBS level from the FCS level are ineligible for postseason play during their first season. This applies to new FBS members Jacksonville State and Sam Houston State for 2023. But with that wraps up this video featuring the top 25 poll and the teams to watch for 2023. This at least maps out the teams who have legitimate shots making some noise in this upcoming season. Remember, it's spring, it's early rankings for a reason, and we are still 4 full months away from a brand new season.